say thank you so much for coming. It is just so beautiful to see so many faces come out from behind their phones. Do you know what I mean? Like we've got Veronica with Spray Block, we've got Techno Bird over here, the girls from Feather and Noise, we've got Bright Red Pen, Caitlin from Mummy Style Files. There's just, like, I could just go on and name them all, and it's amazing. And it takes effort, and I really appreciate it. And I hope that you guys are having a really fun time. So firstly, I need to see, has everyone got a birdie cider? Who needs a birdie cider? Does anybody need a drink? We will bring one to you. Yeah. Right, okay, can we grab a drink, Dion or Beck or Lou? Can we get a drink down here if there's a couple? So when you see them roaming, just chuck your hand up again, okay? So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. 4 rows back, the 2 brunettes sitting there with the birdies next to their feet. Just joking. Now, excuse me, I do have a bit of a cough. And I laugh a lot, so I'm probably going to laugh and cough. Just over here, just through here. Oh, now, it is a social media event, so I want to see all of your phones. I was going to make a joke about you not using your phones, but I want to see them out. I want to see your phones out. Do turn them on silent though, because that's probably best. But I want to see them out. You can capture as much content as you like. This is one of those ones where you just have a free-for-all. You can do whatever you want. But I will say this. Maybe give yourself some guidelines, like chuck it out 3 times, you know, and then put it away, because if you're not really taking it in, yes, you know, you're not going to be able to retell that story, you know, and that's what it's kind of about as well, and that's what I'm about. So who follows me on Insta stories? Woo! Thank you. Thank God. That could have really fallen flat. Shit. Okay, so that's great. We've got that on camera. I think one thing that has made this event so exciting is that I've taken you behind the scenes. I am all about behind the scenes, that 90% of life. That's where we live, right? We have the 10%, and that's where you see like the Zhuji photo. Oh, there's me. Up there, we've got an event like this. This is like 10%. This is, you know, one night that miraculously happens. But then there's this whole other section of life where it's 90%, and it's the chaos, and it's the shit, and it's getting the rejections, and it's putting yourself out there, and the nerves of having to pitch an idea, or you know, when content falls dead and you hear crickets, that's also pretty shit as well. So there's this 90% of life, and I firmly believe that if you can embrace that part, if you can really enjoy that part, then you are going to have so much content to choose from. It is just there staring you in the face, but you gotta be in it, you gotta live it. And you guys have proven that to me by being so pumped about this event, and that's because you followed that journey all the way through. You were there the whole time. This does not happen without you guys. So that's my take on capturing content, and I will say this, sometimes it's daunting when you need to capture all that content, right? Like Insta Stories is hard, and some days it works, and some days it doesn't. And if you're new to it, if you're new to Insta Stories and capturing video content, I'll give you this tip. You know when you look at a new recipe, you get given a recipe and you make it, and you're kind of fumbling, and you're going back from the book or from the piece of paper, and then you make it and you've forgotten something, and it's all fumbly, and you kind of fuck it up a little, right? But then you like that recipe, and then it becomes your midweek recipe, and then you thrash it, and then all of a sudden, you're cool with it. Like it's your recipe, you're down with it, you can do it with your eyes closed, and then the magic happens. Then you start making it your own. Then you add the little bit of parsley, then you add the lemon, and then you start going, yeah, this is my recipe. I made this up. So it's the same thing, all right? When you first start capturing content, it is fumbly, it is clunky, it takes a lot of time, you're sort of trimming it, you don't know what you're doing. And then all of a sudden, it becomes more refined, and it becomes easier to do. And then when it becomes easier to do and you've got that locked down, that's when you start to make it your own. And that's where you start to think about your audience, who you're trying to get in, you know, who you're trying to talk to. And most importantly, like, this is a little bit controversial, fuck the audience for a second. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say with your brand, your profile, your product? If you really connect with that, which is the 90%, the rest, it just comes, it just flows. So on that note, I know we're all thinking, Jesus, I didn't know Anthony Robbins was coming here tonight. I know. Getting ready for the TEDx talk in September.